Assalamu alaikum and good day to everyone. My name is INAM. I would like to thank all the organizing committee of International Conference of Advanced Marketing for arranging and organizing a very wonderful e-conference on the topic that is broadening the horizon of business, going beyond normal. So today, for the presentation, I would like to discuss about the research article which me and my co-author Dr. Hojo An have worked on, and the topic of this uh, research article is as stated in on the slide: the first 10 years of unethical pro-organization behavior, a bibliometric review. Now we will discuss about the outline of the study, which will start with the explanation of unethical pro-organization behavior, and then we will move forward towards background of research, then discuss about the research questions, methodology, bibliometric analysis tools, results of bibliometric analysis, and in the end we will discuss about limitations and recommendation for future studies, and we will end up the session with the conclusion. Unethical pro-organization behavior was actually introduced by Elizabeth Humphreys, who is the professor in Foster School of Business in University of Washington. According to her, unethical pro-organization behavior are behaviors which are executed to promote the effective functioning of the organization or its members, but during this process, the fundamental standards based on laws, moral conduct, societal norms are violated. Some of the examples are as follows. Number one, violation of core societal values, moral law, standards, and proper conduct. Second is the exaggeration of truth. Third is withhold the refund of customers. Third is misrepresenting the truth. Fourth is withholding the negative information. And the last one is giving good recommendation for incompetent employee. Regarding the research background and the eye-opening historical and statistical evidences, we can see that all around the world there are so many examples in which the companies were fined. The society at large were affected, the people, especially the employees, were arrested, given the show cause notices, penalized, the companies got bankrupt. So this is a very critical situation in which we have to manage unethical pro-organization behavior within the businesses. So now, based on the criticality of unethical pro-organization behavior, and to help the academicians and the practitioners so that they can devise relevant policies for their organization, we have devised 4 research questions. Number one, what is the growth trajectory, geographical distribution, and volume of the studies on unethical pro-organization behavior? Second is which journals, articles, and researchers have the most contribution to unethical pro-organization behavior literature? Third is what is the intellectual structure of the unethical pro-organization behavior literature? The last one is which topic in unethical pro-organization behavior received the most attention? So the methodology for this study entails that we have included 10 years of unethical pro-organization behavior research from 2010 and 2019, and we have taken the article from Web of Knowledge database, and the field which we have chosen is topic, which include the keyword, title, and abstract. Regarding the bibliometric analysis tools, we have used VOS Viewer and BibloShiny, a package of bibliometrics in R Studio. So we have used both of these tools just because of their strengths in representing and visualizing the data. So now we will discuss about the results of bibliometric analysis. Now we will discuss about the first research question, which is what is the growth trajectory, geographical distribution, and the volume of studies on UPB. First of all, we'll discuss about the descriptive trends in UPB knowledge base. So from the graph, we can easily interpret that since 2010, the number of published articles is increasing, and in 2019, we can see the number of articles raises to 9. In the analysis done on the descriptive trend in unethical progression behavior knowledge space, we can see that in Asia, the contribution in publication were the most, followed by USA and then Europe, and then 4% in Australia. And then when we move forward toward explaining in more detail, we can see that in China, 33% of the published articles were there, and followed by the USA. And then other countries, which you can see over here, also contributed. Now, from the most relevant sources, we can see that most of the research were published in Journal of Business Ethics, followed by Frontiers in Psychology. Now, based on the second research question, which states that which journals, articles, and researches have the most contribution to UPB literature. From this three-field plot, we can see that in the middle we have the keywords, and on the left and right side we have journals and the author respectively. So this shows the relation between all these three elements in detail. Moreover, we also have this three-field plot which discusses differently. That in the middle we have authors, on the left side we have for the journals, and on the right side we have the countries. So this also explains the link between all of these three things. Most of the researches regarding ethical progression behavior were done based on the field category of business and management. Concerning to top 10 most cited journals and top 10 most cited authors, we can see that Journal of Applied Psychology and Journal of Business Ethics received the most citation, and the authors were Umphreys Elizabeth and Bingham received the most citation. Now we will discuss about the third research question, which is what is the intellectual structure of the unethical progression behavior literature? Regarding the intellectual structure of unethical progression behavior, we have conducted co-citation analysis, which help us in extracting three major clusters. Number one is cognitive processes, which is in the red part, and identification and an intergroup relationship, which is in the green part, and role of leadership, which is in the blue part. So these three streams of knowledge were extracted from the co-citation analysis. The bibliographic coupling of articles were analyzed to know that which researchers have published in those clusters. So on the left side we have seen the colors, and on the right side we've seen the black and white, and the lighter shade represent that recently they have published, and the darker means that they have published quite long ago. So we have done the keyword congruence analysis to give more meanings and to know that whether we have extracted the right clusters previously. So based on this analysis, we have got three clusters. Number one, which is the largest, leadership and ethical decision making. Second is identification and intergroup relationship. Third is disengagement of morality. This supports the results of the analysis in the previous analysis which were done on the intellectual structures. Now we will discuss about the research question number 4, which discuss about the topics in unethical progression behavior research which have received the most attention. The temporal overlay on keyword congruence map represents that which keywords were published recently and which keywords were published previously. So the yellow part shows that these keywords were recently published and can be used for the future articles. Top 5 most cited articles, we have seen that Umphreys articles were the most cited ones, and in the top 5 we have seen only one conceptual article on the second number and the second rank, and it means that most of the cited articles were empirical. So regarding the limitation and the recommendation for future studies, more streams of knowledge can be identified in future if you get more articles published, and other forms of unethical behaviors can also be included, like retaliatory and non-retaliatory behaviors. Third and fourth point discusses about the citation, that if the researcher can cite their friends and peers, and also if the article is published quite earlier, not the later, so they are expected to get more citation. And other forms of databases can also be included to get more meanings and more in-depth analysis and results. Now we will discuss about the implications of this study. Theoretically, it will help scholars and practitioners to get an idea of the development of the trending topics, which can further assist in planning their future researches. Practically, it can provide a clearer and overall view of the critical constructs and their relations with other constructs, including unethical progression behavior, to formulate appropriate policies and measures to minimize unethical progression behavior. Moving toward the end of the presentation, I will show you some of the takeaway points which you can read, and these points actually will help the academicians and the practitioners to formulate the policies and help them introducing the unethical progression behavior in the businesses. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much for listening.